Right, hello YouTube. So from preview you may have seen that how to manipulate the item rate. So this is how it has worked. So what I was trying to do is find the each percentage of like what the item spawn rate and things like that. Full footage is showing on these videos, by the way, just so you know what my test was like. So in the beginning, what I tried to do was use every single item on the map first, then go through every single chest, and I was gonna try like opening 100 different chests while injured and not injured and see what the different rate is. However, it didn't work quite like that because it turns out there is an item limit, and item limit is 23 items. There was one instance when it was 24 in one of the tests, which was at Swamp, which you will see on here as well. But for every other test, it was 23 items. So after 23 items are gathered from any red chest, you can't get any more items. But any pre-existing items on the map, so when you spawn, when the items are already there, they don't count towards this 23 item limit, which is weird. So you could end up with more items than intended, essentially, because if you don't use the pre-existing items. So let's look at this. So we got 23 items, and when you open chests, they are completely random in a way that what you're gonna get out of it. So from my test, as of a single person left with injured, you can get up to 4 syringes in any given game. When you are injured, you can get up to 4 syringes out of 23. And if you're really lucky with RNGs, you could actually, quickest I can get was 3rd try when I was injured, and then I got 2 in a row or 3 in a row, something stupid like that as well on top. So you could actually get the syringe quite a lot as well. As for the other items, I have put it on a link below in the description to show you what the item rates are, just so you know. They can vary, but so far from my test, I found out that stamina drinks have a cap of 3 items in any given game. So you cannot have more than 3 stamina drink in any map. As for the chaplet, which is another rare one, chaplets only happen to have, you can only have 2 chaplets in any given game as well. So if you are one of those idiots who use chaplet in early game, that was the one that was spawned with the game, yeah, don't do that, because you can only get 2 chaplets and you don't even know how many charge you can get out of that. So there's that. Now as for syringe, I have not managed to get more than 4. 4 seems to be the maximum cap you can get. However, when the game spawns for the first time, it is possible to spawn with up to 2 syringes as far as I know. If there is more, let me know. So you can have 6 syringes in a game, in any given game. You can have 6 syringes lying around in the map. If you see more than 6, however, it's likely to be a cheat, so you know. And also, if anybody has used the syringe that has spawned in the beginning, and then that means no matter what, you can only have 4 syringes in a game. As for the item cap wise, every single item seems to have a cap of number 5 as maximum item you can have. So that most common one was Rattan. Rattan reached 5 really the quickest, and Holy Water came second, and the other items that you can get a lot of was strings and sigils. Sigils you could get up to 4 in my test, but most of the time it was up just 3. And as for string wise, most of the time it was 3 on the solo test, but as soon as it was a duo or full squad of 4, then it went up to 4. So I'm assuming you can get up to 5 on this as well, potentially, depending on how RNG goes. Now, as I've said, once you use the items, once the items have spawned, they don't. If you don't use them, the chance of getting them again is going to be lower, right? So that means if you don't use string traps, chance of you getting a better item that is not string trap actually goes up that way. Okay, and that goes for things like sigils, holy water, sigils and rattans and holy water. If you don't want them, don't use them. That's the key here. Also, whether they're lying on the ground or whether the character is holding onto their hand, it doesn't make any difference. Item cap is there, just there, permanently. And when you do use it, and they keep coming back up. So if you don't want a specific item, don't use them, is what I would say on here. So as you can see on this hospital map on the screen right now, you just saw 5 syringes right there, because one of them was the one I found on the map itself, and 4 other syringes that was lying around. And let's just quickly go through this part here. Just hit using items here to see if any spawn changes. This is what I was doing, and basically if you use items, it was completely useless. Now it's fast forward into the last bit of here. So this is the last chest I'm doing. Oh, maybe it was this one. I can't remember this off my head. And if you actually do count it, you will see the number 23 will be the cap here, no matter what. So once the items are done, once all the items are done, you'll see that the chest cannot be opened anymore. Oh, there was another funny interaction was, once all the items have been farmed and the chest cannot be opened anymore, and you use any item, right, the chest respawns immediately. Even if you just did them, literally, that was the last chest you did, the chest respawn immediately, okay? And then it will always contain whatever the last item you've used. So if I used syringe, for example, because syringe number went down by 1 from whatever the total number was, it will spawn syringe again. If you use chaplet and open the box, because you're down by 1 chaplet, it will spawn with the chaplet again, right? The chaplet cap number is 2, so if the map doesn't have 2 chaplets, it will always spawn it basically. With a syringe, so put it this way, if everyone is not injured, so if all 4 people are fully healed, and there's 1 syringe lying on the ground, the chest may not spawn syringe at that point. It may spawn instead sigils or strings, basically useless item, more likely to spawn those. But as long as person who's doing his chest is injured, then it's more likely to spawn syringe at that point. So this is one of the reasons why you should not be spreading pressure across the map. It used to be a good idea to do so, but because they have massively increased rate that syringe comes out from this chest, it's actually a bad idea. I remember a game at hospital where I was actually evenly spreading pressure to a point where everybody was about to die, and they all fully healed up, and that's understandable why. And you can see, this is a this is a grave one where I've got 23 items, as you can see on the ground here. There, if you actually count them, that's more than 23 there, because that's including the items that's lying around from the map itself. So this is just to show you, as seen in the preview, how getting items work. So right now, this is me typing to say I want chaplets, right? So first of all, I need to open the chest to get the I think it was syringe I used just now. Yeah, it was a syringe I just used now. So I have to get rid of the syringe. Okay. So I filled syringe that I used, because that was the last item I used. Okay. But I have a chaplet in my hand. So I go and use the chaplet. Okay. And because chaplet's down by 1 now, so there are 22 items lying on the ground right now. So whatever happens now, the next chest will always guarantee to be a chaplet, because chaplet's down by 1. Now, I'm fully healed, so if I use chaplet now, use a syringe as well on top, right, I will get 1 chaplet back. But the item that replaced syringe, because I'm fully healed, is not going to be syringe. It could be something else altogether. If I am injured, however, it will always be syringe. So this is very weird the way it works. But that seems to be how item spawn seems to be working right now in this game. Okay. Oh, this is also a swamp game. Obviously you can't really see the amount of items that was there, but on this game, this is the only game I had where I had a 24 item as item limit, but don't know why. So after this, obviously that was all single player custom game. So I used another character to see how many items I can get. So with Nipa and me, both uninjured, you can see the number of items that's there. Like I said, it link on the description will show you the full numbers of what I got. Okay. But as soon as you get injured, you start with only 2 portions, but as soon as people get injured and start looking for syringes, it goes up to 4 again. And also it can get rid of useless items like traps, string traps for example. If you can get rid of them quite easily doing it this way and turn that into syringe. If you ever do ritual camping, this is exactly the reason why ritual camping is a bad idea. Because you can camp as much as you want, but these people can literally just go around item farming. Healthy person is the one who does rituals, and unhealthy person can literally go around getting the syringes that they need. See what I mean? Now, this is with 4 people. My PC is about to die at this point, and that's why you get so much frame drops on the recording. And the game itself was fine actually, but recording, yeah, has a problem. But this one was a bit funny because with only Pei doing looting and when everyone was fully healed, I actually ended up with only 1 syringe out of 23. But obviously, as soon as people get injured, so Pei gets injured, and I start doing searching again, the syringe number just went up. As I said before, you can easily manipulate this by getting rid of strings and holy water or something like that, things that are not as useful depending on who your spectre is. If you get rid of them, you can replace them with a syringe as long as you're injured. So just keep that in that mind. So in conclusion, this all just means, basically, comes to there's 1 in 23 chance to get a health if you're healthy. So up to 4 in 23 chance increases. So it increases by 400% to get a health potion when you're injured. But this can also be manipulated, so you'll always get 100% get health potion essentially if you manage this very well. Chaplet is always set to 2 chaplets in any given game, and that seems to be the same with this case of stamina drink, which is always set to 3. You cannot get any more than those. So stamina drink is set as 3, syringe is set as 4, chaplet is set as 2, and the other ones, rattan, holy water, sigil, and string seems to vary. But whatever it is, the total number of items you can get in any given map or any given game is 23. Sometimes it can be 24 by the looks of it, but 23. And pre-spawned items do not count toward this item limit. So, and also, once you've done all the item farming and all the chests are open, you cannot loot them anymore. As soon as you use item, those chests will respawn straight away. So this can actually be used as an advantage to you as well. So you can use items and restock the items immediately, more or less. And that is it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. This took me a lot of time and effort to make it, so please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.